Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon at the library. U.S. Small Business Administration is honored to present this year's Small Business Award. For virtually every year since 1990, the SBA Guam Branch Office has solicited nominations for the Small Business Person of the Year, as well as numerous awards for the achievement of those who have advocated the interests of small businesses. The SBA then convenes a panel of judges to rate the merits of those nominations, and the winners are named for the various awards of those being judged today. The winners will be introduced today represent those winning nominations for this year. As you see, they do not in fact represent the very best that Guam has to offer in the areas of small business achievement and small business advocacy. But before I begin, I'd like to recognize some distinguished guests within the audience. I'd like to recognize Governor Eddie Boscov, Lieutenant Governor Ray Troyo, Congresswoman Natalie Verdali. We also have all Scooby. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the Small Business Person of the Year, Cencio SBA.
Don't worry, it's four piece, but it's double spacing. Governor Eddie Basacavo, Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, Congress Nadine Verdali, Speaker Judith Monta, and Senators of the 31st Guam Legislature, Director Council Taipei Economic Office, Mr. Paul Wang, and of course SBA Branch Manager Ken Yuna. Half a day. I'm humbled and honored to receive this award. I was surprised when I was asked to accept the nomination by the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Guam, and I accepted it because I felt like a winner just being selected for this award because of the recognition and loyalty of my customers, employees, and business community. I didn't think I would win, so I'm very surprised, and I want to thank all of you very much for this. It's a great honor. The one person who is my biggest supporter, that is my beautiful wife, Noriko. With whom I shared 30 years of my life. We've had great times and happiness in our lives, but also experienced a time of terrible tragedy. We've been through so much together. We have been blessed with 3 beautiful children, Hardy, Mikael, and Safani, and I wish they could all be here today to share this wonderful moment. But I'm sure all parents know that our children have their own lives to create, and my son Hardy is in China studying Mandarin. My daughter Safani is attending University of San Francisco. And our son Mikael was called to his eternal home, but I believe he's with us today. An award like this would not be in my hands if it weren't for the effort of many in our company who work hard to help Benson, a strong competitor in the hardware industry. One in particular whom I want to acknowledge from this company is Monito Ko. He's a big part of this award. Anyone who knows him surely agrees with me when I say he's a very loyal. You can tell right now he's still taking video and working. Hardworking and responsible person. Monito, thank you for the devoted service. We work very well together. He takes the complaint, I take the compliment.
homeless.
And also I want to thank my loyal staff of Benson and our family group. They are really very loyal. Many have dedicated their service to our company for more than 20 years. And we had the pleasure of celebrating the successful retirement of several of our staff. During this special moment, I want to extend my appreciation to some of the previous recipients of this award who have given me great advice, encouragement, and inspiration. Fong Wu, Emilio Wee, George Lai, Kim Yang, John Shen, Laura Dakanay, Alfred Lam, Benson Nauya, and Gary Sung. And especially to Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo and Mr. Ken Luan for their support and effort in giving recognition to the small businesses of Guam. This award inspires me to not give up when faced with competition larger and seemingly impossible to compete against. This award reminds us that the community of Guam believes in us, the small business of Guam, that we are a major part of Guam's growing economy. Thank you, Congresswoman and Ken Luan. Finally, I want to thank my loyal customers that have supported Benson, our affiliated companies, through the ups and downs of Guam's economy over the past 35 years. Benson Guam Enterprises was established by my father, Mr. Liang Lufi, also known as Mr. Tan Ming Chia, in 1976 to service Guam in the recovery of Super Typhoon Pamela. He opened a business with a single shipment and a handful of employees. When I arrived in Guam in April of 1980, at the request of my father, to help manage his company, it was the first time I stepped foot on Guam. So I really didn't know what to expect. But the people of Guam were so welcoming and I grew to love the life here, so I decided to stay. I even married a beautiful chamorita. Guam is home. I spent 30 years of my life here and I made a lot of close friends and lasting friendship. I thank them from the bottom of my heart for their support, not only in my business venture, but my personal life when I went through a very difficult time in my life. When I arrived in 1980, I started my experience in Benson by working in the warehouse. I wanted to learn how to stock and manage inventory. I learned how our company functioned, but most importantly, I was in direct contact with customers whom I expressed their needs, which made me realize I need to expand my inventory. And so I called a friend in the States asking him to send me a telephone directory from California so that I can source out vendors for merchandise. That was the internet back then. Through the years, Benson tried to meet the contractors and homeowners for projects in small and large, and now Benson occupies 40,000 square feet of showroom and store, plus 40,000 square feet of space with over 60 plus employees, and proud to say they are all locally hired. Over the years, Benson has developed under its umbrella apartment complexes, real estate development, a golf driving range. I'm not a good golfer, so don't take that. And restaurants. We continue to invest in Guam because Guam is our home. We believe that Guam still has so much to offer its people. The next generation has an opportunity to make Guam a successful story in their lives too. But their future also depends on the decision we make for our community at this present time. Many of the large off-island companies have interest in the build-up of our island, but we must continue to support our small businesses to help our young people of Guam receive their opportunities to build a future of their own. In January of 2005, sorry. My wife and I lost our loving son Miguel in a terrible accident. Words cannot describe the devastation and sadness experienced by our family. I admit, during the difficult time, I did not thought do anything else except to have my son Miguel. But I knew in my heart that was an impossible one. But somehow that tragedy opened a new meaning in my life, a greater purpose of life, and so much of my wife and my effort have been dedicated to our son Miguel's memory. His foundation has engaged projects to benefit young people of Guam. Miguel Tanvi Foundation has contributed to the Phoenix Center of Padre Dueñas High School, where Miguel was a graduate of the class 2004. Our family believes that Miguel is still with us in spirit, and so I want to dedicate this Small Business Person of the Year award to his memory and thank him for softening my heart to see a bigger picture in life, which at this moment he reminds me that such an award like his is a blessing, not a learning. Thank you very much for this tremendous recognition and award. I end as I started because sincerely I am humbled. Thank you.
Wait.